Hello everybody, this is Chromas018, and I will get to the episode of Black Butler in a moment. For those of you who don't know, I recorded 2 episodes of Black Butler, and I was going to do a third, but I didn't have time yesterday because it was about time for me to go to work. And I didn't even feel like doing anything at the moment when I got up this morning because I was just so tired from work. Not only did I was on my feet all day, but the mosquitoes were really bad. I mean, everybody was saying they were bad. Usually they're annoying, but this time they were just driving me nuts. Driving everybody nuts. Anyway, this is going to be my thoughts on My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 18. I need to get as many of these done as I can so I can get to Season 3 for you guys. Because I've already gotten caught up on the anime. As caught up as I can be for the English dub anyway. For those of you who... There's only one person who's been asking, but for the person who's been asking me to do the sub, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, but like I said in the comment, I only do dubs because not only can I understand what they're saying, but that's crucial when it's coming to like anime that's got fight scenes in it. It's easier for me to follow the fight when I can understand what's being said, and then if I have to read what's being said, then I might miss something in the fight or the scene that might change something. And you guys don't want that. Trust me. Anyway, I actually enjoy the dub of My Hero Academia, so yeah, I'm sticking with it. I am still tired. I had to work from 3 to we finished up at like 10:40 last night. We closed at 10, but we had to clean up obviously. And I had to clean both bathrooms. And that was not too fun. Anyway, this episode was essentially catching up on what had happened after they fought the hero killer, and we find out that apparently there's law in place to where you can't go around using your quirks to hurt people, even if it's in like self-defense. And I think that's a tiny bit load of bull, in my opinion. There should be like a clause in the law that says there are only exemptions for like life or death situations. Because if you're going around doing things like, I guess it comes into contact for things like vigilantes, like Batman for example, because he's a vigilante who uses his powers, even though he doesn't really have powers. He's got weapons though, to hunt down criminals and fight them and take them down. But essentially, yeah, there should be a clause, in that law to go for things like life or death situations where essentially they've got no choice but to use their quirk or they would die in the process. Which is what the boys were they were in that situation. Actually, Ida was looking for the hero killer, personally, so I don't know if he would be exempt for that, but yeah, they were all essentially in life or death situations, in a life or death situation where if they didn't fight back against the hero killer, they would have been killed. Well, Midoriya probably wouldn't have been killed because the hero killer would have spared him, but still. Yeah, there should be a clause in that law, in that show, for that kind of situation. Where it's only in, like, a self-defense clause, essentially, where you defend yourself in a life or death situation. Then you should be allowed to do it, but only, like I said, within reason. Anyway, yeah, that's what the guys find out, but they find out that if they let Endeavor take the credit for taking down the hero killer, then they won't get in trouble. Because they weren't allowed to use their quirks against the hero killer, even though they were in a stupid life-death situation. So they decided to go with that route instead. They wouldn't get the glory, obviously, but at least they wouldn't end up like in jail or something. Or possibly with a mark on their records, essentially. Because I don't think they would have been put in jail because they're minors, but... And obviously that was their first offense, but like I said, they would have probably gotten a charge on their record, which would have probably besmirched their careers as promising heroes. And God, I'm so tired. Anyway, we actually find out that because of all this, Ida got damage to his, I think one of his nerves in his arm. So it's going to be harder for him to use his arm. He can still use it. It'll just be like where he could probably get numbness in his hand or something. And that could be fixed, obviously, with apparently nerve transplant surgery. I wish they had that kind of stuff in real life, because I think that would probably help people who are paralyzed. I think. Or at least that's my theory, anyway. But he decided that until he can prove that he deserves to be a hero because of what he did, then he's gonna let his hand stay the way it is, which is fine by me. And it's his decision, so if he wants to do it that way, then that's fine. And essentially, after a bit, Ida went home to recover, and Shoto actually was not injured badly enough to where he was actually okay enough to be able to go back on his internship. Oh, sorry. I just found a text on my phone from one of my coworkers at work, and they had texted me at like 10 o'clock asking me if I could come in for a few hours because we were needing the help. And that was like at 10 o'clock, and I didn't get the text until like 12 something, and I texted them back asking them if they still needed my help, even though my clothes needed to be washed, and they said they didn't need it anymore at the moment, which I was okay with, and I just went and put my clothes in the washer so they could get clean. So now I need to keep my phone volume up from now on, that way I can get texts like that. Anyway. But yeah, that's what ended up happening. Shoto went back on his internship, Ida went home to recover, and Midoriya is stuck in the hospital for like, I'm guessing a day or so. And we actually in the rest of this episode, we actually get to see what the others did on their internships. Like, I was laughing at Bakugo, because he picked the wrong freaking intern. He picked the wrong freaking agency to go with, because, yeah, his hair looks so unlike him. It doesn't suit him and his angry face. Anyway, yeah, he was really regretting his decision of picking Best Genius for Best Genius' agency for his internship. That was just funny. And I think Momo was regretting her decision as well because, well, the pro hero she was working under, or interning under, just did essentially a commercial for, I think, skin cream or something. I can't remember. And then she went out on patrol, but she ended up getting mobbed by some of her fans. But yeah, I think Momo was kind of regretting her decision. And I swear, I could hear Urza's voice in her when she gets like passionate or starts talking like that. So yeah, I think I can hear Urza's voice in that. I don't know if you guys hear it too, but that's what I hear. And actually, Sue actually got the more interesting internship. I guess not interesting, but more exciting, I guess. Well, actually, Jiro actually got some hostages out while Death Arms and his crew got the criminals down. That was probably one of the more exciting internships that we got to see, anyway. But Sue really got, essentially, to get her hands dirty, or I guess her feet wet in this situation because she's on a boat. But yeah, they went after some drug dealers, and Sue tried to help them catch them. Thankfully, her boss, or the pro hero she was interning for, showed up and took the drug dealers down because they were pretty freaky. And actually, I think that was about it for when it comes to this episode. I really do know that Bakugo chose the wrong agency. Oh yeah, it showed Uraraka's internship as well, where she was doing some combat sparring with Gunhead, and yeah, it really affects her from now on. not to where she's a different person, obviously. Sorry, it doesn't affect her to the point where she's a completely different person, but I think it brings out her inner warrior a little bit. But anyway, yeah, that's about all that happens in this episode. And yeah, we'll get to see more on what happens in the next episode because things are gonna pick up there. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about all I have to say for this episode, and I will see everybody next time.